Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pokemon Y2. I'm your Gamer. In the last episode, we managed to stumble upon the Plasma Frigid, or at least what's kind of still remaining here on the ship. And yeah, so before we get any at all on the ship, basically we do want to change up our lead because there will be a battle that we will be going through momentarily. I do recommend, if you are not me, to make sure that your levels are at least around 70, if not much higher. Kind of want to say that I recommend around 75 or more. It's going to be one hell of a fight. I mean, really one hell of a fight. I mean, it's going to take up a good chunk of this episode. That's how long and how decent this fight actually is compared to a lot of other AI battles in this game. So that's just something that we're going to end up covering momentarily, but of course there's things that we can talk about before we get to it. So I guess we can kind of mention this. For those of you who don't already know, I mentioned this yesterday, the Diancie event's now live. Be sure to pick it up at GameStop stores. It's a serial code event, so you'll have to do that. So I mean, there's that in an event. This event runs until November 16th, so just short of the release date of, you know, OmegaRuby and AlphaSapphire. So be sure to go and get that. I mean, if you want to be able to get Diancie, so that way you can Mega Evolve it into that beautiful Mega Evolution. You know. So, I mean, just kind of reminding you to go and get that. Another thing I need to remind people of is that for those of us here in America, as well as Europe and Australia, the online distribution for the special supersized PokeBeach is due to end on Friday, October 31st. For those of you who do not know about it, this PokeBeach is rare in that it has it's the special supersized form, which is already, you know, kind of hard to find in game. In addition to that, it is also the only way to get a supersized PokeBeach with its hidden ability, which is Insomnia. So if you want to get that, you might want to try. All you have to do is soft reset for the ability if you want. So I mean, and those of, you know, everyone that have, you know, power saves, you can get the good IVs and stuff on it. Of course, if you make it shiny, then it's obviously to anyone hack. So I mean, I don't think you can actually get that size through breeding. Yeah, otherwise, I guess the hidden ability would be accessible through that. But I mean, if you're going to be sending it out in, you know, an event Pokeball, obviously it's going to be like, oh. But yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I managed to get the shiny Mewtwo event at the last second, so that was kind of cool. But that was with the help of a few friends, and believe it or not, some events run even into the day after that they're supposed to end, at least until like 6 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, I believe, because I think that nothing changes in regards to like code events or whatever until like 3 in the morning Pacific, because I guess it's just how they are doing things. I guess I don't know, it's just something weird and crazy that I've been informed about. Not sure if it's true or not, but something to kind of just mention. Anyways, remember that battle we were kind of talking about? Well, here it is. We're going to be battling against Colress. Considering Team Plasma is basically disbanded, he's kind of here and he kind of wants to battle. So his team, a level 72 Magneton as his lead. He also has a level 72 Rotom Wash. He has a level 72 Metagross, a level 72 Vehiem, a level 72 Magnezone, and as his ace, a level 74 Klinklang. Here's what makes it a little bit different from regular AI battles in this game. Magneton is carrying the Eviolite. Rotom, my voice is going out. Rotom is going to be holding a Life Orb. Metagross is carrying the Muscle Band. Vehiem is carrying the Leftovers. Magnezone is carrying the Wise Glasses, and Klinklang will be carrying the Air Balloon. So yeah, you kind of need to be really prepared for this battle, because if you're not, you will suffer. And part of the reason why we suffer in this is because we didn't exactly have Electros with us. Not that it would have been too much of like a, you know, use, but at the same time, it's something that I would have preferred to have over Ambidexter, quote unquote. We take a lot of damage here. We even lose Lucario at some point. We also end up losing Espeon as well as I think one other Pokemon. Or no, we don't lose we don't lose more than I think 2 Pokemon outside of, you know, Ambidexter, of course. The biggest problem for this battle for me was the Behem, which we'll be getting to momentarily, of course, and you'll understand why. But yeah, like the moves that are used here and everything, they are very, very well thought out. The Rotom carries Discharge, Hydro Pump, Will-O-Wisp, and Substitute. Discharge and Substitute can be a huge pain. Discharge has a 30% chance of paralysis, so if it managed to get that off and then start firing off a Substitute, if you'd be fully paralyzed, I mean, it's already guaranteed not to take any damage. It's pretty disgusting. It also carries a Life Orb to get that extra damage. So I mean, there's that. Like I said, this Magnezone is also carrying the Wise classes, and its moveset is Thunderbolt, Flash Cannon, Hyper Beam, and Thunder Wave. I've never ever seen him use Hyper Beam. It's weird. Maybe it's a last resort move that the AI uses. But yeah, so I mean, there's that. Anyways, I bring in Lilligant here. Lilligant's capable of taking, you know, at least electric moves, and Petal Dance actually does a significant amount of damage considering it's 2 levels higher than me, and it resists grass, so, I mean, that's a thing. I had to play kind of smart here. Don't forget that I'm also kind of locked into Petal Dance, of course, but I kind of had to play smart with her because she was taking some relevant damage. And believe it or not, I actually played this very smart, and as a result, she does a lot of work in the sense that she kind of helps get rid of the Magnezone as well as a lot of other, you know, it's just been very useful in this battle. It doesn't take Flash Cannon as well as I really wanted it to, but then again, Lilligant's not exactly a bulky Pokemon. It's usually just something that has a really hilarious gimmick. So I decided to go for a kind of a risky move. I go for the Quiver Dance. There is a special defense increase. There's also the fact that I get a special attack increase and speed. So I kind of expected a Thunder Wave though out of that. I was like, okay, if you Thunder Wave, that's fine. You'll waste your turn putting me in paralysis, then I can full restore, have +1 in my speed, special defense, and special attack, and be able to do a significant amount of damage. But instead he decided to go for the Flash Cannon. I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe because, like, from the damage range that I was in, he might have been able to kill without the +1. So I don't know. Another risky move that I decided to go for was the Giga Drain. Figured wasting my few full restores was very bad, and he goes for the Thunderbolt, which is something I happily resist, and leaving me down to 10 HP. So ain't that wonderful? She does an amazing job. And then of course we go for the Petal Dance, which is also kind of risky considering it's still higher level, and it manages to do enough damage. I don't know if it would have been enough without the Quiver Dance, so Quiver Dance is just amazing. Of course, in comes Klinklang, and that kind of means, yeah, we need Lucario for this, and luckily we full restored it and everything earlier, so no paralysis and no damage. So, I mean, that's a thing. I don't think that Klinklang was that big of a problem for me. Like, close combat, I mean, whatever, no resistance, nothing. It's just stab, close combat to the face. I believe as a result of that, Behem comes in. This is where the end of the match basically kind of starts happening, I believe. It's either Behem or Metagross that comes in next. I can't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, it was Behem. So, this is fun. Behem has a very annoying moveset. Nothing more, nothing less than that. And believe it or not, Skarmory actually puts in work against this Behem. Without Skarmory, I think I would have probably... I don't want to say I would have lost. I would have just been forced to use a lot of items that I really don't want to use. So in case you can't tell, yes, this thing's carrying fucking Calm Mind, and as a result, I'm now basically at -1 on it, and I'm not going to be able to do any relevant damage. So, I mean, well, okay, not relevant, but it's not enough to get the job done, and this thing also packs recover, so it's recovering more health than I do damage, and that is not good, being at basically -1. I was kind of hoping for either the added effect that Shadow Ball has, which was a special defense drop, or to get a crit to ignore the, you know, stat increases, which would have been very nice, but I didn't see either of those, and it's kind of crappy that that's the case, because I think Espeon dies to this Behem. But again, I had to make some smart moves in regards to getting it down damage-wise in order to be able to take it out. And as you can see with that +1, it does a lot of damage to Espeon. Again, level difference does kind of matter here. Not to mention that, you know, I'm just not capable of doing enough damage. I should have predicted the recover. I mean, it was kind of around half, and usually the AI goes for recover around half health. At least if the AI has like, a buff. So, I mean, I was kind of expecting it to just kind of go for something, and I just like, I need to get some damage on this thing instead, I guess. So as I kind of just was talking about, around half it tries to go for the recover. I guess it considered the damage range that it was in close enough to have to, you know, use it. So I go for something a little bit risky here. I go for another X special. If it used, or I figured it was going to use Calm Mind or something like that. I don't know, maybe a recover predicting me to do an attacking move or something. So in my mind I was like, he's probably going to use Calm Mind, and this will at least level me out 2 to 2 basically, get my damage roll normal. But of course that +2 special attack on my +0 increase in special defense is going to take Espeon out, so I mean, there's not much I can really do about that. This is where I wasn't sure what I was going to do, because Skarmory is under-leveled, as you can probably tell from the rest of my team. I need to fix that, but I go for the Iron Head. Luckily it goes for the flinch, and yeah. The thing is it's obviously got its special defense up, it does not have its regular defense up. So that flinch kind of mattered, because I think that without the damage I would have gotten from Iron Head's stab, I probably wouldn't have been able to kill it with Night Slash, because there would be no stab boost to it. So, I mean, Skarmory put in some relevant work here. And believe it or not, it's not actually done in this battle yet, because this, if I'm not mistaken, Lucario gets knocked out again. I mean, that's a thing. So I go for close combat, obviously to get some damage. Kill this thing because, you know, it doesn't have sturdy anymore. And if I remember correctly, this is also where Metagross comes in. Metagross carries Meteor Mash, Zen Headbutt, Rock Slide, and Agility. Basically, it's kind of, you know, general strategy all around itself is using Agility to kind of assure that it can either match the opponent's speed or outspeed it, and then continuously spam Rock Slide for that chance to, you know, flinch. So that's what it does. It decides to set up the Agility here, and I think for the most part, I think it uses Meteor Mash once, then Headbutt once, and the rest it's all Rock Slide. So yeah. But as you can see, Lucario dies. So considering the fact that I was higher level, I'm kind of surprised, but you know, whatever. So obviously, knowing Rock Slide's a problem, I bring in Skarmory regardless, and I'm trying to go for whatever I can to get this thing down. It made, I think, somewhat of a error in judgment. I don't know if, you know, this is part of the flaw that you know, the AI has, but it makes an error in its judgment. I don't know why, but I'm glad that it did. And I'm just trying to get residual damage right now. He does get a crit, which is fine. But I get him down into the red now. I go for the Night Slash. He goes for Meteor Mash, which makes physical contact. You guys remember what I have on my Skarmory? Yeah, it's the Rocky Helmet. So that's some extra residual damage, and then that allows the Night Slash to kill it. So again, Skarmory actually did a lot of work, and so did Lilligant. They both did a lot of work, despite the fact that they're either not as exactly bulky or leveled as some of the others. They actually performed very, very well, and I'm very kind of proud of them. But yeah. So, and we get a free Master Ball for doing this. So yeah. Nothing to complain about. Anyways, considering we're over 15 minutes and out of time, in the next episode we're going to probably get starting on some of the legendaries, and maybe Isra Cities next. I don't know. We'll find out when we get to it. So yeah, be sure to stay tuned for the next episode, and if you haven't already, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. And until next time, this is the PokeGamer signing out.